Okay, so we're gonna go from this to this, and basically, don't worry, this is not gonna be the same tips as every other weight loss video that you've ever seen. This is gonna be, well, two tips that you might have heard, but two other tips that will actually help you. I don't exactly believe in New Year's resolutions, but if you do, then after watching this video, it's probably gonna help you in 2025 actually start losing weight. This is gonna be actionable advice that got me from 230 pounds down to 150. Okay, so I'm Amon. I basically help people with losing weight and trying to make themselves better by the information that I share. And yeah, you can see from the first photos that I actually did gain a lot of weight. I was bulking, but I also hurt my back, so really I couldn't do like 100% in the gym all the time because I was afraid I was going to hurt my back even more. So there's 4 steps to actually losing weight. There's eating well, eating less, right? But those are 2 steps you've already heard so many times. You've been bashed in with examples for that, right? And then there's 2 other things, right? They're kind of like woo-woo, I guess, right? I don't know if you believe in that sort of stuff. Sometimes I believe in it, but this is actionable. So having an actual goal and understanding what are the key metrics that you want to optimize for. And also the second thing is understanding what are the data points that you can look at every single day that would tell you, are you on the right track or not? So you've already heard the eat well and also eat less, right? Don't eat junk food and just eat less. Caloric deficit, right? You've heard that a million times. But let's go over the indirect stuff first. So you've heard the steps, you know what to do, but you just don't do it. And when you actually manage to do it and manage to just drag yourself through, right? Even if it's hard, but when you know what to do and you actually manage to do it, that's when change happens, right? But you know what to do, but you're not doing it, right? So for me, I already know all of the things that like I'm about to tell you, right? But I haven't been consciously aware of it. It hasn't been like present in my mind, while I'm eating, while I'm going throughout my day, while I'm, drafting up like goals or whatever, right? So maybe you already know these tips, but it's going to be better to actually just have it be more inside of your mind and be more present. So there's some people who can do the direct stuff first and just not care about the indirect stuff, right? They just manage to have that intuition to actually know what to do. But for me, I can't do that. I need to do the indirect stuff first in order to unlock the direct stuff. So obviously having a goal, right? So your goal is not to lose weight. Your goal is to lose body fat percentage, right? To lose body fat. Like if you don't eat today, right? If you don't drink water and you go to the washroom, right? You're going to lose weight. But that's not the goal, right? You also might lose muscle if you, just don't eat and you just, fast for all that time. You could also lose weight by going to the sauna, right? That used to be part of your body, the sweat, and now it's not. Now it's outside. So the goal of losing weight is not a good goal. A good goal is to lose body fat percentage, which ties into my next thing, having actual data points that you can, measure and optimize. So we all know optimize for a lower body fat percentage. Now, if we want to actually achieve that, then there's 2 things that we need to do, right? The scale is just maybe a third of the story, right? So the other 2 things is knowing how much actually body fat you have, right? You can just measure that through looks, I guess, right? Every single day, just take a picture. In the morning, as soon as you wake up, you're gonna have the most optimal, least changing, I guess, photo at that point. So there's gonna be no variables of having eaten breakfast or not eaten breakfast. So you just eliminate all of these other things that could potentially make your photos look different from day to day. You want to see that constant progress. And the second thing is just looking at how much muscle you have left, right? So you want to increase muscle or keep it the same by doing something, right? So 3 times a week you could sprint. 3 times a week you could go to the gym. You could do something. Even walking every day, like 5,000 steps, right? People say 10,000, I don't know. But, these 2 data points, right? So you can also see what feeds into that, right? So what reduces body fat percentage, right? Eating less, right? That's coming up. Having more muscle, right? You can see what goes into having more muscle, so having more protein in your diet, all that stuff, right? So these are the 2 main data points to actually look out for: your body fat percentage and how much muscle you have. So either decrease your body fat percentage or increase how much muscle you have, right? Because here's someone who's 200 pounds who has high body fat percentage, and here's another person who has 200 pounds and has a low body fat percentage, right? So if you're like 190 pounds or 180 pounds and you want to lose weight, you could just simply eat the same amount you're eating now, eat better, eat absolutely no junk food, and just go to the gym. And you could actually lose weight, have that effect of, being leaner. So the 2 tips that you've heard every single time you've opened one of these videos, eating less and eating well. So eating less, simple, just eat less than you need, right? Use like a BMR calculator, that's called basal metabolic rate. That basically calculates how many calories your body burns just by trying to sustain itself, keep your heart pumping, keep your diaphragm moving, and your lungs actually, contracting and expanding. Well, your lungs don't do that, your diaphragm does, but you get the point. Then you use an app like MyFitnessPal to track how much you eat every single day. You want to be as intricate with it as possible, as detailed, right? You don't want to leave anything up to chance, anything up to, oh, this looks like about like 100 grams, right? You don't want to leave any of that, right? Anything that goes inside, right? You want to make sure that anything that goes inside your mouth, you want to make sure that you weigh it, right? So grab a scale, weigh your banana before eating it, weigh your fruit before eating it, right? Weigh your rice. The best thing, right? Just put your plate down, your fork inside, turn on the scale. When it turns on that way, then it'll be at 0. Then you put in your rice. Then you see how much. Put it in, 0 the scale out again. Then put in whatever else, right? This way you know exactly how many calories every single thing you're eating has, and you might be surprised at something, like some random thing, like these small snacks you have throughout the day, that ends up being half your total calories. Like, when I first started going through this, I found that out. That, like, I was eating basically 1,000 calories of just like random nuts and seeds and just like random snacks, right, throughout the day. If you just cut that out, I would already be losing weight. Okay, eating well. So 1,000 calories of McDonald's is not equal to 1,000 calories of meat, fruits, vegetables, right? So here's the thing, right? McDonald's, any junk food, any processed food is literally designed to keep you addicted and to make you eat as much of it as possible, because if you eat more of it, then you'll buy more of it throughout the lifetime, right, of your purchasing, that specific brand or whatever, and gets, they get more profit, right? So, and on top of that, these hijack your insulin signals, right? So, like, basically it spikes up your insulin so that it blocks leptin. Leptin is basically the thing that makes you feel full. It blocks that hormone, and on top of that, it increases insulin. So, like, you're gonna basically be storing more of what you eat as fat, which is why I say don't eat sugar during a meal. If you're ever gonna eat it, just eat it like isolate. Like, you want ice cream, right? Don't eat it right after a meal. That's literally the biggest scam I have ever heard, right? It's like you eat all of this good food, right? Let's say rice and chicken, right? And you eat ice cream after that. Now you're telling your body to store everything you just ate basically as fat. Obviously it's not exactly like that, but simplifying it down, that's basically what happens. And dessert is literally a scam. If you're gonna eat anything like that, eat it 3 hours before or after like an actual meal, because at that point I don't believe much is going to happen in regards of actually your body trying to store whatever you ate as fat. Obviously, I'm not a doctor or anything. This is just bro science, but, this is bro science helping lose weight. So, 1,000 calories of meat, that's not really going to do anything, because that will not hijack your insulin signals as much, right? It's going to basically be the same, right? And on top of that, there's no, like, chemicals inside, like, just meat that's going to make you more, hungrier after, right? It's not going to block that leptin signal. And yeah, you can also classify this into 2 categories, like things that are bingeable and things that are not. Anything that's bingeable, most likely it is not good for you. Anything that's not bingeable, it's probably good for you. Like, you can easily eat like 5-6 Big Macs, right? Because it's designed to do that. It's designed to be able to be stuffed into your mouth like that. Pause. And non-bingeable foods, like, would you be able to binge 30 eggs, right? Can you crack 30 eggs into a frying pan and eat all of them? Like, it would be tough, right? Like, 6 is more than enough for like a meal. Well, at least for me, right? So then you have this control, and you know actually what every little thing is going to be doing to your body, right? Like, that this meat is probably going to be just, this meat is protein. Like, what is it going to do? This is going to be food, right? But like a Big Mac, you don't know like all the individual components and what it's going to try to do to your body. So if you like this video, you might like some of my earlier videos on intermittent fasting, dieting, right? Some of these tiny little things like ideas on fructose and stuff like this, right? It's just going to be one of my earlier videos, like one of the earliest ones. So yeah, if you like this video, then just check out one of those older videos, and I'll see you on that video.